The sun was setting over the sprawling plains of New Hanover, casting a warm golden glow over the landscape as Arthur Morgan rode his trusty horse, Boudica, towards the camp of the Van der Linde gang. The day had been long and arduous, with Arthur and his companions having narrowly escaped the clutches of the Pinkertons once again. As he approached the camp, Arthur could see the flickering flames of the campfire and hear the sound of laughter and music drifting through the air. As he dismounted and made his way towards the fire, Arthur was greeted by the familiar faces of his fellow gang members. Dutch was regaling the group with a story of a recent heist they had pulled off, while Hosea was roasting some fish over the fire. Arthur settled himself down on a log near the fire, taking in the warmth and camaraderie of his companions. As the night wore on, Arthur found himself deep in thought. He had been feeling a sense of restlessness lately, a desire for something more than just the life of an outlaw. He wanted to make a difference, to do something good in this chaotic world they lived in. But he didn't know where to start, or how to go about it. Just then, a voice broke through Arthur's thoughts. "Hey, Arthur," said CJ, a newcomer to the gang who had joined them recently. "I have something for you." CJ held out a small object in his hand, a shiny silver pen with intricate designs etched into its surface. Arthur raised an eyebrow in confusion. "What's this, CJ?" he asked, taking the pen from him. "It's a magical pen," CJ replied with a grin. "It has the power to grant your deepest desires, to shape reality itself. Use it wisely, Arthur." Arthur looked at the pen in awe, turning it over in his hands. He could feel a strange energy emanating from it, a power that he had never experienced before. "Thank you, CJ," he said quietly. As the night wore on, Arthur found himself unable to sleep. The magical pen called out to him, beckoning him to unlock its secrets. With a sense of trepidation, Arthur took out a blank sheet of paper and began to write. At first, nothing happened, but as he concentrated on his words, a shimmering light began to emanate from the pen, enveloping Arthur in its warm glow. He watched in amazement as the words he had written began to take shape before his eyes, forming a scene of epic proportions. Suddenly, a fierce battle erupted on the page, between lions and tigers that were constantly emitting laser light to destroy the fools and asteroids from outer space. Arthur could hardly believe his eyes as he witnessed the spectacle unfolding before him. The pen had granted his wish, bringing his imagination to life in a way he had never thought possible. As the battle raged on, Arthur felt a sense of exhilaration and power coursing through him. He had never felt so alive, so connected to the world around him. With each stroke of the pen, he could shape reality to his will, creating a world of his own design. But as the battle reached its climax, Arthur began to realize the true power of the pen. It was not just a tool for his own amusement, but a weapon of immense destruction in the wrong hands. The creatures on the page were tearing each other apart, the laser light cutting through the air with deadly precision. With a cry of anguish, Arthur threw down the pen, the light fading as quickly as it had appeared. He looked around at the camp, his companions all fast asleep around him. What had he done? What had he unleashed upon the world? As the dawn broke over the horizon, Arthur made a decision. He would not use the pen again, not for his own desires or amusement. He would use its power for good, to help those in need and bring peace to the world. And so, Arthur Morgan set out on a new journey, armed with the magical pen and a newfound sense of purpose. He would become a legend, a hero in a world of darkness and chaos. And with each stroke of the pen, he would bring light and hope to those who needed it most.